Hello friends, this video on D and F block elements part 5 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Next is molybdenum. This is also my period 5 element. As you can see, this is also my silvery metal. And this molybdenum name came from a Greek word molybdos. And molybdos mean lead in English. This is Greek. This is English. Right? Why? Because earlier the molybdenum ores were confused with the lead ores. The ores were confused. So this name was given molybdos. It was discovered in 1778 and it generally occurs in the combined state. It has a very high melting point. In fact, it has 6th highest melting point of any element actually. Forget about the metal. Any element, this has the 6th highest melting point. It is again, since it is very hard, it is used in steel, stainless steel production, and also some super alloys. It is used to create super alloys. And it is used as catalyst. Molybdenum, you must have seen some chemical reaction in nitrogen fixation process. We use molybdenum as catalyst. Since it is very hard, it is used to create engine parts, because engine parts generally the whole thing happens at very high temperature and you need something which can resist high temperature. So this molybdenum is used. It is also used as heating elements. Again, why? The reason is it has very high melting point, so it is used as heating elements, and is also used in filaments in the bulbs. Why? Again, the same reason. Since it has very high melting point, it is used as filaments in the bulbs. The next is technetium. See, technetium is again the periodic 5. This is the only element in my D block actually which has only radioactive isotope. Other elements, you will see that they have stable isotopes also, but technetium is the only D block element which has only radioactive isotope. It is also silvery gray and crystalline. This word came from a Greek word that is tektos. Tektos means something which is made artificial. Technical also, I think, word came from the similar word. So tektos, something which is made artificially. Since it was radioactive and it was made artificially, view of these, so it was called technetium. And this is also used, the main primary use of technetium is cancer detection. It is used to detect cancer for medical diagnosis. There is something called PET scan. So this PET scan is used for cancer detection. In that, this typically we use radioactive metals or radioactive elements to detect the cancer. The next is ruthenium. See, this ruthenium is again lustrous, it has sign and it is also silvery white. This is inert to most chemical, not much reactive. It was discovered in 1844 by a German scientist and it was named after Ruthenium. What is Ruthenia? Ruthenia is nothing but Latin word for Russia. This ruthenium is named after Russia actually. It is one of the hardest transition metal. It has a couple of radioactive isotopes and a couple of stable isotopes also. And the main use of ruthenium is superconductor application. It is actually used to create superconductors. Talk about the next element, rhodium. This is also my P5, period 5. This is rare and this is costly also. This is also silver, white, it's hard, and this is not much reactive, so it is chemically inert. It has only one naturally occurring isotope, and usually since it is not reactive, it is found in free state, usually free state, not in combined state. This is also resistant to corrosion, and this was discovered in 1803. Okay, now since this was discovered in 1803 in an ore, and this ore was rose colored ore. So it was discovered in an ore that was rose colored, and that's why rose color in Greek means Rhodium, right? From this rhodium word came. Okay, and the main use of rhodium is catalytic converter in the cars. So this rhodium actually traps my nitrogen oxide, nitrogen dioxide gases, and other gases also. Since it traps these harmful gases, it is used as catalytic converter in the car. Talk about palladium. Palladium is again rare. This is also rare, and this is lustrous silvery white metal. If you see, discovered in 1803, and this is named after god of wisdom. The Greek word of wisdom, Pallas. Pallas is a Greek word of wisdom. After him, this element is named. You see, most of the elements are named by the Greek mythology. The elements which are discovered in 1800 range, they were named after Greek mythology, and we'll see that the later elements, the newly discovered elements, are named after the scientists or American city. We'll see that. This was named after the Greek god of wisdom, Pallas, and it actually converts 90% of the harmful gas from motor exhaust into less harmful gas. Example, you have any CH4, methane, let's suppose, or you have carbon monoxide, nitrogen dioxide, it will convert this to nitrogen gas, carbon dioxide, or water. So it does conversion. Also, it absorbs 900 times more than its volume hydrogen. It absorbs hydrogen gas. Since it absorbs a lot of hydrogen gas, so 10 or 1 liter of palladium can actually absorb 900 liters of hydrogen. So it is a potential storage for hydrogen in the future. The next is silver. Silver is again my P5. And if we talk about silver, it has silvery look obviously. It has the highest electrical conductivity. That is the best part of silver. Highest electrical conductivity of any metals. You talk any element, silver has the highest electrical conductivity. Not only electrical, it has the highest thermal conductivity for any metal and highest electrical conductivity for any element. Okay, it occurs in pure form, also in the alloy form and gold. And most silver actually is produced as a byproduct of gold, silver, lead, zinc. So when you refine these metals, typically you get silver as the byproduct. Silver is used to make coins, jewelries, utensils. You must have seen that. And it has stable isotopes, 2 stable isotopes. It has some radioactive isotopes also. And silver is also used in medicines. And let's talk about the origin of this word. Silver came from the Anglo-Saxon word actually, from this word Seol for. This is the Anglo-Saxon word. And the Latin name of silver is argentum. You must be knowing it, and that's why we have Ag as the symbol of silver. Okay. The next element is cadmium. This cadmium also has a silvery bluish look. It's soft and you can easily cut with knife. It's very soft. Discovered in 1870, and this was discovered as an impurity in zinc. So this was generally cadmium is produced as a byproduct of zinc production, and this is toxic. Cadmium is toxic. And that's why if you see the nickel cadmium battery, you must have heard earlier we used to use nickel cadmium battery. Now that nickel cadmium battery is replaced by a lithium ion battery. Okay, and this is also reactive, but this is also resistant to corrosion because this forms oxide film. Okay, now let's talk about the word origin. See, there is a Greek mythological character, Calamia actually, Greek mythological character, and this mythological character actually is not good. Okay, and there is a compound zinc carbonate. This is called calamine from this character. Now this, as I told that this cadmium is produced mostly as the byproduct of zinc refining. So this cadmium, generally most of the cadmium produces from zinc carbonate. And zinc carbonate is called calamine. And thus this word cadmium came from this calamine. Thank you. Visit examfear.com to watch more videos, attempt free online tests, get free study materials, find tutors and mentors, and much more. Thanks once again.